Want to see a poorly executed crowdfunding campaign?
No. Stop saying that.
Of course you do.
Shut up! I hate you!
Feast your eyes on the campaign that was offering you skincare with the help of artificial intelligence. The goal was simple enough. The campaigner wants to create an app that pushes artificial intelligence to tell us the correlation of patterns, people's behaviors, and acne. You heard that right, and it says it right there. Acne. I have no idea if there is really a burning need for this product to be developed, as it's only gotten $7 pledged out of the goal of only $21,080. But there's still 13 days to go in all this, and it's an all-or-nothing campaign on Kickstarter, so who knows? The first thing that you should be very happy to know is the name of the campaigner, Mina Musa. He is planning to make an app on which features people would want from an acne have with the sky being the limit. Look, it says so right there. Taking a look at Mina's profile on Kickstarter, we find out that he is a business owner in Sydney, Australia, and he runs his fast-growing small business, Lay's Medic, which is growing constantly, even in a competitive market. Well, that's nice. He was in the corporate world for 15 years, and he's learned a lot about process marketing, management, people, costs and profit, and many other parts of business. He apparently gives other small business owners, which appear to be family members, at no cost to them, advice. He's apparently looking for a way to automate his business experience to help reduce the rate of small businesses failing. Meanwhile, back on the main campaign pages, we find out that he is planning to make that at our guidance on which features people would want from an Acne Pal app. Don't worry, I don't know what it means either. Of course, he built a prototype to prove the technology. Would you like to see that prototype? Sure. Of course you do.
How perceptive of you.
Let's take a look at the thoughtfully provided link right here. It appears to be called 30 Skin Seconds. You upload a photo of your face to that little widget right there, and something will now happen. I uploaded the standard headshot that I use for publishing purposes. And this was the result. That's of no use really for me whatsoever. I'm beginning to see why this campaign is failing so badly. Back at the campaign, he rather generously says that his risks are that app features may take time to be built depending on their complexity. What an optimist. This would be a white room item here in crowdfunding hell. This is one from the vault. AirRing, the first hoseless, maskless micro CPAP. Well, they came out in 2015 and raised almost $2 million as double dippers in crowdfunding. What are they bringing to the world? Take a look at their pitch video and see.
When you see a problem, my brain just immediately starts thinking about how I could put these things together, these materials or these processes together to really solve that problem.
Hey, if there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it.
There's a personal satisfaction I get in being able to take technology and do something very meaningful and important and valuable with it. My name is Stephen Marsh. I'm the inventor of the AirRing technology and the president of the company.
My name's Tom Cottons. I live in Southborough, Massachusetts with my wife. I'm a farmer. That's what I like to do. I found I had sleep apnea through a test.
Sleep apnea is an inability to maintain normal ventilation during sleep.
Oftentimes there's very dramatic snoring,
gasping and choking in the night.
Why it's important to treat sleep apnea is the longer-term consequences, and that's where the associations with heart disease, metabolic disease,
Higher risk of stroke, coronary disease, heart attack.
When you stop breathing and there's no oxygen going to your brain, that's going to do some damage over time.
The most common treatment is delivery of airway pressure through a mask.
It wasn't working for me. It was extremely cumbersome. I didn't want to take the mask off. I wanted to rip the mask off.
It's a minority of patients who are able to tolerate the treatment at home.
So I've got to find some way to deal with this and keep a smile on my face.
Man starts out usually doing things in a way that's brute force, but sometimes you can figure out a way to do it that's a little bit more elegant, a little bit easier, simpler, but that usually requires an invention.
This is amazing. I really think that if this works, this will be the answer for 99% of them. They'll never go back to using that Star Wars piece on their head again. When I see this, I say, how can that possibly get the air in me?
When I first talk to people about this, and I say, well, we have these little micro pumps, and it turns out that they're very powerful, and they can pump the right amount of air at the right amount of pressure. Their first response is, no way, get out of here. And I go, well, yes, I think we can, because our micro pumps, our micro blowers, are very, very small. It's based on two membranes that are electrostatically attracted or repelled from each other. Opposite charges attract, and that's the bellows closing and blowing the air out. And like charges repel, and that's the bellows opening and sucking air in. And if hundreds and hundreds of these little bellows are plus and minus going together, you get a large amount of air to flow through. Zinc Air Batteries is a battery technology that has a lot of stored energy in it. It's very dense, which means it could be very small and have the right amount of energy. The nose buds, they're easy to insert. Really, it's one hand, grab it, stick it in your nose, you're done. The molded silicone rubber is extremely pliable. Everybody that we've tested it with has found it very comfortable.
Really, for the first time in this disease, we have a treatment that patients will be willing to use. The long-term consequences of sleep apnea will be reduced. It's comfortable, it's well tolerated. Patients can sleep in a variety of positions. It's just a perfect treatment.
It's almost like I can't wait to try. I gotta know.
It's important to get this technology, to get this device, to get the air ring into people's hands as quickly as possible. The fastest way that I know how to do that is to raise sufficient amount of money so we can manufacture it, produce it, and get it out there. So we're here to ask you to give us a hand. If you can take this simple technology and treat this sleeping disorder, this condition, that's what technology is for. You've got to go do something that's important. And I can't think of anything more important for these blowers to do than to save somebody's life.
It seems pretty obvious that this was all just marketing BS. The whole thing seems to hinge on something that hasn't been invented yet by anyone, anywhere. According to this diagram, air ring used air that was drawn in through that inhalation vent and into hundreds of micro blowers that create the precise airway pressure needed. To date, I can find no one who has ever built such a micro blower, including the air ring people. In fact, if they had done so, there are so many applications it could immediately be placed in that the inventors would have been rolling in money and probably have retired to a beachfront somewhere. Having doctors give quotes certainly didn't hurt them in their marketing efforts in order to get money from crowdfunding backers. But it appears that they still have not completed anything remotely looking like a prototype, working or otherwise. Will anyone ever be able to get this thing, stick it in their nose, and sleep the sleep of the righteous and just? I say no, but that is only one man's opinion on the internet. Even in 2015, this particular claim concerning a producing air pressure as much as a typical CPAP machine was flatly impossible, and anyone with a lick of sense would know that. Their last official update so far was in October 24th of 2018. Make of that what you will. They still do answer things that are written in the comments section of their site. These were all written in 2019, and after 4 years, it appears that even the most patient of backers has given up. We were still under construction in 2015. I'm happy now to inform you that their cell is ready and waiting here in crowdfunding hell.